G'day everybody. I've said something like this before, but I'm gonna say it again because I don't want to go back through all my clips to find out where I said it, so it'd be quicker and easier to do it this way. Redo it. Now, when it comes to the government and them coming around to fine people with fines and stuff like that, we know when you finally go to court about fines, they end up doing to pay them off your work for the council, so some sort of volunteer work or something like that to pay off what you owe. And usually it's the government's the council. Uh, you know what else can do things like that? Businesses. They can do the same thing. And what do you mean by that, Tim? Something like when rangers turn up and you don't have enough money, what kind of business needs volunteers? Pretty sure the pound would love some volunteers. I'm not saying I'm volunteering, but when they're short on them, what could you do? You could have people come in and help out and clean up or something like that to pay off a certain bill, right? Have volunteer work, or if you can't do this, how about you just come down and help us out and do a little bit of volunteer work, and we'll be happy to waiver that bill, as you'll be paying it off through volunteer work. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to offer. If I was them, I'd go good able to work out something. Because you know what happens with the system? With people who are broke and who are struggling and they understand they've got to pay bills. Things only get worse when they rock up and give you fines. So now I've got to pay a fine, as a ranger would say in the clip, that you rather pay this than a fine. What happens if you can't pay it? Then I've got your fine and I've still got to pay it. I understand if you had the money to pay it, you better go pay it because you'd rather pay it than have the fine, wouldn't you? But if you don't really have the money to pay it, or if you're paying that, you're not paying something else, right? Like you're not paying for your food or something like that. That's not a good way of doing things, right? Or not paying your rent because you might get kicked out because you've got to pay for something else. When it comes to the rangers, they could have a volunteer system. You understand? That's how I'd set it up. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm good at. Making things right instead of just doing the law. We do have laws. Laws are guidelines, not to just enforce. You enforce it if we know it's good, but if there's something wrong that you're enforcing you don't like, we change it, don't we? Well, we should if we don't. Anyway, I'll leave that thought out there because the rangers might come in handy with that idea and go, because sometimes they don't even have volunteers down there. So when it comes to, it's best to have a volunteer, or they're not a volunteer if they owe money, but it's best to have someone come and help you than to have nothing, isn't it? Huh? Imagine how many people would turn up to volunteer that wouldn't have paid or done anything in the first place, even if you didn't catch them. So if I heard about this system and I hadn't paid nothing yet, I'll be like, well, as soon as I can, I'll go sort that out, and then there'll be one less thing to worry about, and so on. Because a lot of people who are broke, are usually on government assistance, have plenty of time. Right? It doesn't mean they can get work. Look, I'm doing spiritual art and all sorts of things that may make me money, but it gets nowhere. Things can take time. Then anyway, bye-bye, and have a good day. See yous.